What's good, y'all? This your boy B Mahari here, represent MehariNation Sports Podcast on a rainy day here in the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Salute to the entire LDBC. Salute to the greater boxing community, though, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna Today is basically my uncut version of my live stream where I can talk about any subject I want to talk about. Now, originally I had another live stream that I originally was having myself planned for, but you know things change, because of unfortunate circumstances that happened today. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, um, unified WBC and IBF champion Errol Spence Jr. Got himself into a car accident earlier this morning in Dallas, and recently news came out that he's going to make it. It's basically his minor injury, so he's going to make it, through this accident ordeal. So my condolences are out to his family. As obviously they're going through a rough time right now, but the more important thing is that he's actually going to be able to make it, and he's going to escape this accident unharmed. Now the traffic video of the accident's already been out through various news outlets and social media. And to tell you right now, that was a very scary accident to look at. I mean, his Ferrari, basically lost control at high speed and basically, flipped over 5 times. Any average man that went through that kind of ordeal or that kind of accident would be dead or probably facing against life-threatening injuries. But since he's a well-built athlete, you know what I mean, and since he's been able to overtake damage, he's basically going to be able to make it. So at least there's some positive news with that. Now, the purpose of this live stream that I wanted to talk about is the accident of today is basically exposing everybody to the real biases and real hatreds for Errol Spence. But before I do that, I want to salute to Nitty G and Leon Robinson, for their love and support. Well appreciative, though, man. And we got 6 likes in the building, though. So it goes to show you that people are appreciating the channel. So appreciate it, though, man. Bonham McCallie, what's going on, brother? Thank you for coming into the channel, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me rent you up there, too, brother. This is a good man in the LDBC, too. So let me add you there. There you go. You got a wrench now, Bonham McCallie. So here's a big thing about this, though, man. I've been watching in all the LDVC live streams, videos, and things of that sort. And what's really been discussing about this whole day is that the amount of comments and trolls that have been saying a lot of bad stuff about Errol Spence and everything else in between, though, man. And it's just really been discussing about what these people have been saying. I was actually on this morning when the story broke out. I was on Blue Blood Sports TV's live stream. Yeah, no problem about him, McCallie. Not a problem at all. King Louis 2 Boxing was good, brother. How you doing, though, man? Make sure to subscribe to King Louis 2 Boxing, too. He's been putting on some good live streams, though, man. But let me get back to this action here. So I was watching Blue Blood Sports TV's live stream, and the amount of trolling that I saw in those live streams, wishing harm on Errol Spence, saying all sorts of ridiculous comments, really, really disgusted me. But there was one particular comment on Ticket TV's live stream that really took the cake for me. Okay. The thing is this. There was a guy in the live stream that basically said, I'm not believing this at all. I think this whole accident was basically fake because he wanted to avoid the smoke against Terrence Crawford. That kind of thing. And I'm sitting there and thinking to myself, like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you, bro? Like, I swear, these trolls, bro, will say the most ridiculous things to try to expose themselves of who they truly are. Okay? The thing is this, though, man. Nobody should ever talk any trash about somebody's life here. Okay? Because if this were your own family member or your wife, okay, or let's say your own kid, what would you say then, huh? You get what I'm saying? What would you say then if that was your own kid that basically went through that horrific car accident? Okay, this was not no ordinary car. Errol Spence was driving a Ferrari and basically going at least 70 or 80 miles an hour on an intersection. Okay, and the car flipped 5 times while he was not wearing a seatbelt too. Okay, I mean these trolls, man, will say the most ridiculous things, and that comment that I saw on Ticket TV's live stream really disgusted me to the core. I mean, I swear, these trolls will say anything to get attention. And it's easier, let me just say this. It's easier to say those kind of comments when you basically are standing in front of a computer or a laptop and you're just listening to it because you know no one's going to threaten you or anything. But say that to somebody in real life, all right? And the bottom line is this: say that joke to somebody in real life. I bet you your energy is not going to be the same, huh? You know what I mean? Just completely disgusting, though, man. So let me see what's going. Let me see. Check out the chat real quick. Read the Watcher was good, brother. How you doing, though, man? Yeah, I know. I'm glad to see that Errol Spence Jr. is going to be okay out of this. He also said, I just did a video highlighting the C9 comments against Spence, joking about it and almost dying. I believe it, man. I certainly believe it, though, man. I will definitely check out your video, too. Make sure. All right. There you go, Reef the Watcher. You're now a wrench. You got a wrench now, my brother. So I believe it, man. I mean, these people, bro, they're not fans of boxing. They don't care for the well-being of the sport because this is more just about the sport, okay? We're talking about a man's life here, okay? This is, and that's just like Bonnie McCauley said, this is bigger than boxing. Absolutely. Because, listen, the man's got a family. He's got kids, okay? The man's got a life ahead of him. And this is goes to show you that, you know, life can never ever be taken for granted because one mistake, no problem, Wraith the Watcher, not a problem at all. So the big thing that people need to realize is that life is bigger than just a sport you participate in. Okay? Because one big major injury or something that you did or some mistake you do outside of your sport can influence your life. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about all the boxers that have basically lost their lives in the sport or done some dumb stuff outside of the sport. Okay? Because of the decision they made. Okay? This is something not to be messed around with, man. If this was your own family member, what would you say then, huh? What would you say if it was your own family member that's going through life-threatening injuries and could possibly die out of this? Okay, and I'm going to get to the James Ali Bashir in just a few minutes here because this ties into what I'm talking about. Okay, but I just felt very, very disgusted about the amount of comments I saw from these trolls saying like, oh, he shouldn't have been drunk behind the wheel. First of all, there were no reports that came out that Errol Spence was drinking any alcohol behind the wheel. So let's just scratch that out of everybody's vocabulary starting right here and right now. Okay? There's no truth to that whatsoever. He was sober, but he lost control of the vehicle. That's it. And he wasn't wearing the seatbelt. So the next time you gotta wear your seatbelt, regardless of where you're going or what car you're driving, no matter what. All right. But the amount of trolling that I saw today really goes to show you that there are a lot of people in around the internet are not real boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just completely discussing what I saw here today. You know, I just cannot recall to you how, you know, impactfully mad I am because the thing is this: these are human beings, okay? These are human beings that go take care of their families every single day, all right? And no matter how many times you try to, you know, trash on a fighter for not fighting this certain fighter, you got to remember these are human beings that have to take care of their families. And one bad mistake inside or outside the ring, and everything's over. Okay. So, and the biggest thing that I learned today was a good quote that Shawn Porter put out there on Twitter. So let me go and find this real quick. Just give me 1 second. Let me find this real quick. Shawn Porter did it. Okay, so this is what Shawn Porter says. He says, my dad always tells me this boxing is part of your life, but it's not going to last forever. You still have a lot of life to live after that. With that, I'm praying for Errol Spence Jr. and his family because he has a lot of life to live, and I pray that he recovers quickly and fully. Okay, and he's absolutely right. All right, these boxers have their own life left to live. Okay, they put their lives on the line every day for the sake of our entertainment. All right, and for anybody to joke around or make any derogatory comments to boxers really don't understand what's going on here in this sport, okay? And how people are so heavily, you know, emotional to the sport to the point where they do irrational things. All right. And these people, these trolls, have no respect for any human decency whatsoever. And I agree wholeheartedly with all the LDBC leaders there. Salute the Black Fight Fan TV, 7 Sports TV, Fanon, Ticket TV, all the upper echelon people. Because any troll that says any, disturbing comment, you will be blocked on site. All right. On my channel, I have zero tolerance for trolling. All right. Anytime you try to troll on my channel, you'll be blocked on site. I'm not giving you any second or third chances. I will not even time you out. All right. Be at TV. He's a place where you can go in there, troll, and try to combat with him, and you're gonna get smoked out of it. Here, you troll one time, you're out of there. So that's just how I feel about it. So at the end of the day, man, you know, Earl Spence has a future in this sport, and it was almost tarnished because of one big mistake. Okay, and hopefully when he recovers from this accident, that he's going to look back and realize that he made a terrible mistake that could have ended his life, and he's gonna have to look, and he's gonna have to make better judgments and better decisions outside of the sport. You know, making sure that he stays safe, that he hang himself with the right people, and I know he is. So I'm glad to see that Earl Spence is going to make it out of it okay. But all of you trolls that been floating around a lot of these live streams, you know what I mean? You know, go sit down somewhere, man. Go sit down somewhere and enjoy your miserable lives, because that's the only thing you could do. All you do is troll because you wish you were in that same circumstances. You know what I mean? Because it's nothing more than jealousy coming out of you. That's just how it is, though, man. You know. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. All right, there we go. Much better. So let's go ahead and check out the chat real quick. It's Just Boxing. What's going on, brother? How you doing, though, man? Hey, y'all go subscribe to It's Just Boxing, though, man. He's got a good channel that he's working on right now. Let's go on and help him out, though, man. Any way you can. Subscribe to his channel and hit the bell icon to get all the latest notifications when he goes on live, too. And check out Supreme Boxing Talk, too. You know what I'm saying? Go check out that channel, though, too. They've been putting up some good videos, though, man. Great conversation and a lot of fun, too. So those are the channels those channels are starting to make their move right now and starting to make some headway, man. So, that's really great to see them making progress. But now let me get into the next subject in hand here. Now, this week, the news came out that James Ali Bashir suffered bleeding from the brain, sustained from the injuries that occurred from last week's press conference assault. You know what I mean? Reese LaRocha said, "It infuriates me how they are making light of a man almost dying. I've criticized boxers, Loma and Triple G, etc. If they had an accident, I wish them well, and their fam wish them well too. They have families." Agreed, absolutely. Listen, here in the LDBC, we don't wish harm on anybody, no matter how hard we criticize, and take a lot of this criticism on these fighters and not find anybody. Listen, all these boxers around the world put their lives on the line for the sake of our own entertainment, okay? And they have a standard that they have to live up to, making sure that they keep their discipline inside and outside the ring. And when something like this happens, though, man, you don't wish harm on anybody. This is why I still always feel like Jermaine Taylor should be getting a lot of mental help, should be getting a lot of not a medical attention of all the personal issues and all the mental issues that he's going through right now, because all the erratic behavior that he's going through right now is not a joke. Okay, this is a guy that's going through a lot of erratic behavior, issues with the law, domestic issues, and because of the damage he took in the sport. And these are the things that people need to understand. Okay, all these boxers, they're not Superman. They're human, and after every single fight, I always hope and pray that these boxers, make it home safely. You know what I'm saying? You know, I hope that these boxers, make it home, just unharmed, and that they can still walk and breathe and talk fluently at the end of the day. Boxing and barbecue was good, brother. How you doing though, man? Yeah, man. So it, that's just how I feel about it. But let me get into this thing about the James Ali Bashir real quick. All right, is it Bashir Ali? Let me check real quick. Hold on. It's actually James Ali Bashir. Yep, that's right. There you go. James Ali Bashir. Okay. So a couple of days ago, um, James Ali Bashir was basically rushed back to the hospital after suffering bleeding to the brain. You know, basically from complications from the sucker punch that he took off of the press conference incident with Clarissa Shields and Ivana has been. You know what I'm saying? And I was researching and trying to figure out, who committed the assault there. And and apparently, according to this article here, which I'm going to post right here. Okay. Okay. So according to an article based on from Fight Nights, from FightNights.com, Artist Mac, the brother of Ollie of Clarissa Shield, is basically now been identified as the guy who sucker punched Ali Bashir from behind uh, during that press conference last weekend. You know what I'm saying? And it's really disgusting though, man. So, but let me put the article. Let me put the link to the article in the chat here so y'all can see for yourselves though. Um, but it's really disgusting though, man, how people can lose their emotions out of this, and now this is going to hurt Clarissa Shields' reputation in the long run, even though she had nothing to do with it. But it goes to show you that that people's lives are not to be messed around with, okay? Because these boxers and trainers, do their diligence for the sport that they love the most. And what happened to Errol Spence Jr. and to James Ali Bashir, people don't, nobody deserves that. Okay. Now, you know what I'm saying? Act Reacher 45, my homie. What's good, brother? How you doing though, man? I was just getting into the James Ali Bashir stuff though, man. Act Reacher, completely disgusted, man. You know, if it turns out that he basically cannot train anymore, or probably died from the complications from the injuries that he sustained from that assault, I'm gonna be very disgusted, man. I mean, there's no other. Listen, you cannot tell me that this guy deserved what he got, because he don't. Okay, nobody deserves to be punched from behind. I don't care what anyone else says. The guy is a 71-year-old man. Okay, he's a 71-year-old man who basically got sucker punched from behind after you basically saying back up to Shields' sister. Okay, you can't tell me that he deserved that. It's completely disgusting, and I don't care what he said. I don't want to hear any more excuses. Okay, if if the news comes out that James Ali Bashir died from those injuries, I'm gonna tell you right now. Not only that the person that this man right here, uh, Artist Mac, who is the brother of Clarissa Shields, not only should receive some jail time, but Clarissa Shields' team had to take a heavy fine or some sort of suspension. Okay, even though that this has nothing to do with her at all, because she did not call for this. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really disgusting, man, that this has had to come to this. Completely disgusting, though, man. Yeah, Acme just said he's from Newmarket. Everybody in Newmarket is mad. I believe you, man. Yeah, you told me about that last week, man. I believe it, man. I believe it, man. And they have every single right to be mad. Read the Watcher says that was terrible. Agreed, man. And, I agree, man. It's completely disgusting about what has happened here in boxing this week. You know, because nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves, having being involved in a car accident or being sucker punched from behind. Nobody deserves that. And anybody that tries, to try to justify either of that stuff, you really need to reevaluate your life. Real talk. All right. Now, what I also been checking out is that they're also planning on, scheduling the Ivana versus Clarissa Shields fight for a later date. You know what I mean? It's. I hope they can work something out, but I highly doubt that they're ever going to fight. But we'll see. But we just don't know. I don't really care. And Boxing Barbecue said it shouldn't have even got barred. It should have been de-escalated before it got to that point. Agreed. I'm questioning why there wasn't any security during the weigh-in, okay? Because at all the weigh-ins, usually there would be security guards at all the key areas of the stage. Only the people that are allowed are basically the trainer and the chief second and the representatives of the athletic commission, okay? So I don't understand why there was not enough security to control the situation because it should never even gone to that point. All right. And I don't understand why Clarissa Steele Schitzer would have the nerve to try to challenge anybody because you're not involved in the fight. You have nothing to do with it. All you there is to be the support system for Clarissa Shields. That's it. But now this is going to probably force Clarissa Shields to really second think to allow her family to come over to these press conferences because of what happened, last weekend. All right. Not only that she lost $1 million in her purse on a huge payday, but now people are basically, taking her name through the mud, even though she had nothing to do with it. But it goes back to her because her family decided to be idiots and tried to play macho man. And now a 71-year-old man is basically fighting for his life. You know what I'm saying? And it's just Boxing said they need to beef up security. I do agree. I agree. I think that they need to do a better job of beefing up the security and basically, only bringing the people that are going to be involved in the fight. Basically, the trainer and the chief second on both sides. And only the people that are involved in the athletic commission that basically monitor the weigh-ins are allowed to be on the stage. All right. And nothing else. All right. Now, there's been a lot of classic press conferences in the past, though, too. Now, there have been a lot of worse case scenarios there, too. You know what I mean? But this should have never gotten to that point. And listen, nobody deserves to lose their lives over that. I mean, if anybody tries to make any excuses that a 71-year-old man deserved what they got, okay, it's you really need to really evaluate your thinking in life. So, Don Donna was good, brother. How you doing, man? Welcome aboard, homie. It's good to see you, bro. It's just Boxing says fighters and trainers shouldn't be accessible when an incident like that to happen. All right, exactly. I do agree. You know what I mean? I do agree with you, man. Everybody that's been saying they're different, they're saying that they need to beef up security, or only the people who are going to be involved in the fight should be allowed on the stage. Definitely agreed. You know, it's really disgusting to me how people would try to try to be macho man when you basically had nothing to do with it, and it's completely disgusting. You know, and the thing is this though, man. Listen. Women's boxing already suffers enough because it's not as big time as obviously men's boxing is. Okay, and Clarissa Shields needs to realize that she's now the face of women's boxing currently. Everybody is going to have as everybody puts that mantle on her name, and she needs to be smart about the people that she hangs around with. Which includes her family, who decided to be macho people and basically cause a scene that was completely unnecessary at all. You know, it's just mind-boggling to me how how people can justify these kind of incidents. The Errol Spence accident, and also with Ali Bashir fighting for his life. And I'm condemning that. I don't support that whatsoever. And if anybody tries to, say otherwise, you need to like I said before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. You need to reevaluate your stance in life. All right, don't ever take it that far. All right. So basically the lesson I wanted to give you guys on this live stream is enjoy life, be respectful to people, and be humble. Because one major mistake can influence so many people. All right. Now, why does it apply to me? Because I made my own mistakes in life and I take responsibility for that. And, you know, I know it's easier to say that, oh, I would never do these things, but I've never been into that kind of situation, so it's hard to tell on certain circumstances. But if any elderly person decided to act a fool, hitting them even squared up to their right in front of them would not even cross my mind. All right, we've been taught in our society to respect our elders no matter what they decide to do, and if they decide to go out of line, check them. Not like with physical violence, but tell them like, hey, cut that out. Don't say that. You know, you don't need to use physical violence unless they decide to pull out a gun or something. Then that's different. All right. But the thing is this: I I I can't sit here today and try to rationalize anything that happened in that press conference. And I cannot rationalize what trolls were saying all over the comment section when it relates to Errol Spence Jr. All right. Because obviously those incidents cast a bad lighting on the sport of boxing. All right. It's hard enough not to get the fights that we want. But the fact that, people try to, act a fool and try to be degenerates and then basically has influenced a lot of people's lives over it. You have to ask yourself that question. Was it really, really worth it? Huh? Is it really worth going through all that BS, going through all that trouble, just to try to, defend your so-called honor or something like that? And more importantly, what kind of honor do you gain in hitting somebody, or what kind of pride do you get in, disrespecting a man that went through a horrific accident? I I just can't understand it. You know, it's just mind-boggling to me. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So it's this. I'm not cussing at or anything like that. I'm just bewildered by people all over the internet. All right, because like I said earlier, it's easier to say those kind of things on a computer screen when nobody is going to touch you or harm you or do any sorts of violence to you. But try to say that to a guy who's well built and it's basically is about that time. Then your energy is going to be different. So maybe maybe you trolls, you need to really think about the words that come out of your mouth before you go ahead, type up your words, and then press send. All right? Because if you decide to act a fool and if you decide to take it too far, okay, somebody will report you and you may have to deal with some severe consequences out of it. All right? People need to be careful of the things that they say on the internet. All right, especially in these boxing live streams. Oh man, I've seen worse comments. I've seen comments where people were wishing upon death or probably wishing upon on severe harm. I mean, it's just completely disgusting, though, man. And it's just bewilders me. That's why I will never ever, you know, disrespect a fighter about his livelihood or anything outside other than just boxing related decisions. And that's it. And this is what has been a bad. This is all piles up to what has been a basically a bad week in boxing. You know, this with these two incidents today. I mean, obviously the Errol Spence Jr. today, and then a couple of days ago with that James Ali Bashir incident too. So give hearts and prayers to go out to both of these men. As they make their recovery. And I'm hoping that Ali Bashir, makes it through this okay, and basically can still continue training as a boxing trainer. Because I don't want to see anybody in the sport, have their livelihood ended because of some dumb petty stuff. And then it was really, really dumb, petty stuff. It should have never even went to that point. So that's just how I feel about it, and that's what I just needed to express myself a little bit to talk about it, And I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me on this channel, though, bro. So we're making really good progress on this channel, though, bro. So the goal is to try to get 1,000 subscribers. It's going to take a lot of work on my part, and I'm going to trust everybody that has been on the live streams today to spread the word about the channel and try to make a push to try to get at least some subscribers to come in. Now, I'm always open to different opinions and different viewpoints, respectively. But like I said, I have zero tolerance for trolls. If you try to troll around, you'll be blocked on sight. That's just how it is. But I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap this up. I just wanted to get my feelings out there about about all the events of today and the events of this week, though, too. I'll be back tomorrow with an episode about basketball conversations, and we're going to talk about, the progression of Zion Williamson in his first 2 preseason games. And I'm going to tell you something right now. The way he's been playing in these preseason games, I'm telling you, he's going to be a true, legitimate superstar. So y'all stay tuned in for that. We're going to have basketball conversations tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central Time right here on this channel. So this has been Bill Mehari, represent MehariNation Sports Podcast. Once again, hearts and prayers go out to Errol Spence Jr. and his family, and to James Ali Bashir and his family too, as they try to begin their road to recovery and going back to what they do best and being great influences to the sport. Salute to the entire LDBC, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for episode 5 of Basketball Conversations. Have a good night, everybody.